What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel, and I hope we're all doing really well. Now we've started footies. As you can see here, I don't often do pack openings, but yeah, let's do one of these packs and see what we get. Yeah, I'm going to show you one of my favourite formations in the game, and it's one of my go-to formations. Dembele is not bad, but we do have an icon hiding behind Dembele. So who do we have? Zidane. That is a nice card, I cannot lie. I do have his 92, which I'm evoing to a 95, but that one looks better. Who else have we got? Of course, there's more in here. So we have Zidane, Dembele, we have Garnacho, Foot Birthdays, we have Barnes, Marquinhos, Robertson, Zambo, Openda, Anderson Talisca, Fekir. Wow, these packs, honestly. And who are my dupes? And you can see here my dupes. I have these players anyway. Not too bad, I don't think so. We'll send all these to the club and we'll discard these for now. And if we need them, we can come back to them on the app as per. So anyway, like I say, it's one of my favourite formations and has been from day one. I've never been a fan of the 4-3-2-1, as you guys probably know if you follow my channel. So this is it. This is the number one formation for me. This is the best formation in the game for me personally, and I cannot stop using it. No matter what patch we're on, no matter where we go, no matter what we do, I always come back to this one. So like I say, for me, it's the best formation in the game, and my setup for this has always been the same. I've never really changed it. As you can see, 71 depth is still there, so we run it on balance, 45 71 balance, direct passing 50, 7 in the box, 3 corners, 1 at free kicks. My son, again, he has the exact same setup on the PS4. He uses the 4-3-3 so much as well. It's his go-to formation. It's my go-to formation. We are both agreed that, you know, with the 5,000 games between the two of us, plus this is the number one formation for us and our style of play and the players that we have in the club as well. So again, that is probably why I'm rerunning this formation, and it competes with every other formation out there. So I'm going to leave you guys with some gameplay. So we're going to have some footies cup, we're going to have some foot champs, we're going to have some rivals. You're going to see it all. And really quickly, I did have a comment the other day, and respect to the person that did it, I'm not going to, you know, have a complaint or anything like that. They did say they felt that I was probably playing a friend. Please bear in mind that I don't pick and choose the game clips or anything like that. I just put the game clips out there as they are. I don't try and fake them or anything. There's no point. I'll get found out, especially if my opponent follows me or anything like that. So there's no point in that. I don't play friends, you know, to show you guys footage, and I most certainly don't do squad battle footage or anything like that. What you're seeing is me effectively playing the game, and again, I've admitted it so many times, I'm not a pro. I do lose, I do draw, I do lose heavy, I do lose a lot. You know, it's just what I'm trying to do is for us guys that are not the best at the game or have limited time, I just try and find formations and tactics that help us get those extra wins, and that is it. You know, I didn't feel I had to justify myself, but I just wanted you guys to know, you know, that I try and do everything, you know, the right way. So yeah, bear that in mind. So yeah, we'll drop some gameplay in, and as always, towards the end of the video, we'll jump in and we'll do the instructions. So we'll start off with the footies, as I said at the beginning, because that's my weekend. I started off with the footies in this weekend league. Sorry, at this weekend. So how I do my weekends is I do all the challenges first. I will then do my rivals. So I've got my rivals out the way, and then I will do my foot champs. I have been recently leaving my foot champs and finishing it on the Wednesday. It's just been easy for me. Last kick of the game. That goal there, look at that, last kick of the game. And this is why I keep saying to people, you've got to persevere with these formations. You've got to persevere and not quit, because then things like this happens, going from 1-0 down to 2-1 or going 2-0 down to 5-2. It doesn't matter. Persevere. It makes a difference. A lot of people play the way they do to make you quit, and when that doesn't happen, they run out of stamina, or they kind of can't handle what's going on, so they end up losing. They lose focus and they lose. As I was saying, I could usually do these objectives in about an hour, and I used the same formation throughout. The only difference is we're using different players. I think it was max 92 rated in the squad for this one, which was pretty good because I got to use players I had in my club that I hadn't put in an SBC and I hadn't used for a long time. So players like Kobe Mainu, Eric Cantona, Eusebio, for example, a lot of players I've had for a long, long time that I have no use for anymore. And I don't like to put them in SBCs, especially players like this. So it's good to bring them back out and start using, and then you realise how good they actually were, and it just makes me want to add them to my main squad, which is very difficult when you see the main squad that I'm running at the minute. And again, all these clips are showing you how this 4-3-3 works and how I still use it. Again, I've shown this corner setup a lot recently and it's still there, and I don't think EA are going to deal with that anytime soon. I have found a way of stopping it from against me, and then we move on to FUT Champs. You can see here we're 2-0 down at 22nd minute. 22nd minute, and a lot of people would quit, but we're going to persevere. We're going to see how this goes, and we get to 2-1. We nick the ball back in midfield. Again, I'm using my better squad for this as well, so obviously that's a given. And then Puskas 2-2. Like I say, my opponent was overly aggressive. We get the 2-2. He doesn't change. He's still aggressive. I've not changed. I'm still using my 4-3-3. Not changed a thing. I possibly might, depending on the situation, I might send my left back and right back forward on the D-pad, but I don't need to on this occasion. In my head, I think I've got this guy, and here we can from 3-2. From 2-0 down to 3-2 in a FUT Champs match. And again here, right from the defensive side of things, you can see we have a lot of players back. We've just got the cam and the striker forward. He's overly aggressive. His left back is out of the picture. Puskas runs straight through, and again, we're 4-2 up. 4-2 at this point. Had we quit at 2-0 down, we wouldn't be in this position, which is why I keep repeating myself. Try and persevere as best you can. And again, he's overly aggressive. We get through, and boom, 5-2. 5-2 before half time, and we were 2-0 down. That's how quickly this game can change, and that is why I keep repeating, try not to quit if you can help it. And again, we're in another FUT Champs game. You can just see how the 4-3-3 is working. For me personally, it just works so well, and this is one of the reasons why it's my go-to formation. Yes, I packed Bellingham, and I had to do a celebration when he scored, so normally I just do a quick celebration and then carry on, but I haven't seen the same as Balotelli. I've got Balotelli, and if I use him, I like to use his celebration too, so I'm a weirdo like that. I'm an idiot. But anyway, you can see we're using FUT Champs, we're using Footies. We're going to use Rivals throughout these game clips as well, so you get to see it in all its glory. And again, I can't stress enough how much I love it. I'm not going to keep talking about it defends in a 4-4-2. We all know it defends in a 4-4-2. We all know it attacks in a 4-3-3. We know it's a wide-ish formation. You can have it come narrow. We all know how it works, but I just wanted you to see how I use it. So yeah, the instructions for this one, they're slightly different than say on patch 8, for example, or at the beginning of the game, because obviously when we're at the beginning of the game, we're trying to find a way of getting those extra wins, and a lot of people go, I'm going to have my whole back five on defensive. I'm going to have my DM on defensive. I will defend with 5 and I'll attack with the rest. We're past that point now because we're at end game. The game's almost done. We're at end game. There's a lot of FC25 footage or information floating around. So this is probably why I've made slight adjustments, and you can see it from there. So the left back and right back are both on balance. Normal interceptions overlap but step up. And again, the two centre backs are on step up as well. And again, the right back is the same as the left back. Now the reason we're using step up is because we're using the 71 depth for the auto offside trap, but we want step up. So if there is like a loose ball, or we want to step in front of the attacker, step up allows you to do that. Now, obviously, a lot of people are playing more aggressive than ever, and they're playing with 100th depth, and that step up kind of nullifies that. So if you do come across a really aggressive 100th depth, total all-out attack type of player, the step up will just destroy them. and you will see if you've watched some of the gameplay clips. I mean, some of them there from 2-0 down because my opponent was so aggressive, and we end up smashing them 5-2. They just get so comfortable that a lot of people quit on them, and then when they come up against people like me that don't quit, that's the end result. So again, I'll repeat myself: don't quit, persevere. Trust me, it makes a difference, and you do get those extra couple of wins as opposed to if you did quit, you know. So that's why I keep reminding people of that. So anyway, my two midfield players. So my box to box player in this occasion is Mainu. He's on get forward, get in the box across his cover centre. My more holding player is obvious, you know, stay back while attacking, cover centre. The cam, he's on getting the box for crosses because obviously there's not much else you can do with the cam. Striker, stay central, get him behind and stay forward. That's a given. And then your wide players, they are again slightly different. Balanced attack, stay wide, getting behind, getting the box for crosses. You don't, again, we're end game now. We don't really need to be as defensive as what we used to be. So this is where we're at with this formation. And again, the 4-4-2s, they're great. You know, the 4-3-2-1s, they're okay. Personally, I can't use them, but they are good. But yeah, I always find myself coming back to this particular formation. Yeah, drop it in the comments below and let me know what formation you always go back to. What is the formation that you've had right from the very start, right from September last year? What is the same formation you constantly find you going back to? It'd be really interesting to see, because I think probably a lot of people, I think more people go back to this formation than possibly the 4-3-2-1. I think a lot of people are just now discovering the 4-3-2-1. Not discovering it over the last few months, they've discovered it, is what I'm saying, but they haven't quite come to terms with how to use it. And I think only certain players can use the 4-3-2-1, only certain people can use the 4-3-2-1, which is why you guys obviously follow my channel and come to me for formations. You know, I personally can't use the 4-3-2-1. You know, it gets me so far and then I get stuck, if that makes sense. So this is why I go to this one. I'm comfortable with this one. I know each player's position. I know the players that are in that position, and it just, yeah, for me it's my comfort blanket. So yeah, I'll be interested to see what your take is on this. Hit that like button if you like what you see. Again, let me know what you think. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'm going to get some FC25 content out there pretty soon. And yeah, it's well worth looking and keeping an eye out for that, because obviously I'm going to get a little bit of a head start with the formations and the tactics on that one, so you guys can be ready at launch. And that would be awesome if you hit that subscribe button. So yeah, anyway, everybody look after themselves and take care.